Hi guys, today we are going to learn about particles. 은는 topic marking particles, 이가 subject marking particles, 을을 object marking particles. These three types of particles. But don't worry about the name itself too much. After the video, you're going to be able to differentiate these three types of particles. And before we start, let me tell you that every sentence in this video is written in your form, which is polite form because it's most commonly used. Okay, let's get started. First of all, let me explain why we need a particle anyway in a sentence. Why do we need a particle? Because it tells us how this noun is actually used in the sentence. Is it a subject or an object? Okay, so these two sentences, 저는 리사를 좋아해요. It's translated as I like Lisa. Don't worry that although you don't understand what is verb and what is 좋아해요 or what is 저는. Okay, in this video, we are solely focused on the particles. Okay, the other part we're going to deal with them in other videos later. And this second sentence, 리사는 저를 좋아해요. It's translated as Lisa likes me. Okay, so the funny thing here is that it's same 저, but it has different particle right after the noun. 는, 은, or 는, that's topic marking particle. And 을 or 를, that's object marking particles. Okay, so it's same 저, but because it has 은 or 는, it works as I in the sentence, which is this one. I like Lisa. But same 저, but it has object particle right after the noun, so it works as an object in the sentence. So do you get that? When I say it tells us how this noun is actually used in the sentence. Is it a subject, like I, or is it an object, like me? Okay. So, 은는, 이가, 을을, these three types of particles we are going to learn today. But 은는, 이가 are the ones that Korean learners get confused the most. So we are going to compare these two first, and then at the end of the video, we're going to deal with 을을, because 을을 is object particle and it's quite straightforward. So don't worry about the 을을. So 은는 here, 이가, these are the descriptions on how they are used, when they are used in the sentence. So 은는 focus more on the action. 이가 focus more on the subject itself. Don't worry though you don't understand now. I'm going to give you lots of examples concerning these explanations in this video, so you're going to understand what they mean later. 은는 general universal information here, but 이가 specific information about the subject. And 은는 is also used when it's about self-introduction, like my job, my name, okay? Or contrast, opposite, comparison. But 이가, when there is something to explain the reason why. Okay. Let's have a look at some examples. First, 은는 self-introduction. Self-introduction. In English, I am 원초, my name, is translated as 저는, this topic marking particle. Like I just said, 은는, one of the functions is when it's about self-introduction. So my name, 저는 원철이에요. 저는 원철, my name, 이에요. This one is like am, be verb. And 원철은 한국 사람이에요. 원철 is Korean person. Korean person. 이에요. Is. Okay. Once again, don't worry about the verb. We're going to deal with that later. Today we focus on the particle here. So 저는, 원철은. 은는 is used because it's about self-introduction. Okay. But then, so this 은는, they are topic marking particle, right? Topic marking particle. Then, when do we use 은? When do we use 는? It's pretty simple. So, 저는 원철은. So it's just for the sake of pronunciation. So when it ends with a verb, when it ends with a vowel, then it's 는. When it ends with a consonant, it's 은. 는, 은, they mean just the same, but because of the pronunciation, when it ends with a vowel, it's 는. When it ends with a consonant, then 은. Okay? So, for example, Lisa, is it 는 or 은? Yes, 는. Because it ends with a vowel here. It's 는. Okay? Then, more examples. With 는. Lisa is German. Is it? With what kind of particle should we put in here? Lisa는, because it ends with a vowel, right? And Lisa is German, so it's self-introduction. It's about the person, so we use 은 or 는, topic marking particle. Okay. Oops, there is a mistake here. Amico, should have wrote here. Amico is Korean. No, Amico is Japanese. Should have wrote here. Amico is Japanese. Amico 일본 사람이에요. Is it? 은 or 는 here? It's 는, right? Because it also ends with a vowel. So 는. 아미코는 일본 사람이에요. Lisa goes to school. Lisa 학교에 가요. What kind of particle should we put in here? Again, Lisa는, because Lisa ends with a vowel. Vowel, right? Lisa는 학교에 가요. And the next one, my mom plays tennis every Sunday. So this sentence is quite long, but don't worry about like the details in grammar. Let's just focus on the particle here. 저희 엄마, my mom, 저희 엄마 매주 일요일 테니스를 쳐요. 테니스를 쳐요. Play tennis. Okay. So clearly this one is the subject. 저희 엄마. And we put 는 here again because 마 ends with a vowel. 엄마는 okay. 매주 일요일 테니스를 쳐요. And here after tennis, 를 is object marking particles. We're going to deal with that at the end of this video. Don't worry about it. And I like German food. 저는, because it ends with vowel, right? 저는 독일 음식을, this object particle, 음식을 좋아해요. To like. By the way, 저는 is I with the topic marking particle. It can be abbreviated to 전, shorter form. In spoken Korean, like any other languages, abbreviation is pretty common. Okay, so 저는 can be shortened to 전. Okay, and then next one. 원철 is in Germany now. 원철, is it 은 or 는? Yes, it's 은, right? Because my name, 원철 here, ends with a consonant, not vowel. Okay. Once again, when it ends with a vowel, then it's 는. When it ends with a consonant, it's 은. Okay. 원철은 지금 독일에 있어요. 원철 is in Germany now. So, 은는 and 이가 are topic and subject marking particles. But how do we exactly know when to use 은는 and 이가? So we just learned that one of the ways of knowing that when to use 은는 is introduction, like self-introduction, like your job or your name. But what about 이가? When do we use 이가? So, first of all, when you ask native Korean people who haven't really learned how to teach Korean as foreign language, they wouldn't really know how to explain what the difference is between them. You know, the the 은는 and 이가. 은는, 이가. They wouldn't really differentiate because it's just intuitive to us. So I made some classification here to make my student understand. But you should know that this is not 100%. But this because we are just touching upon the basis of the particles. But this should be more than enough to make a decent sentence to communicate with Korean people. Okay? So, 이가, subject marking particle, 이가, is focused more on the subject. What does that mean? It's focused more on the subject. So, here, there are two sentences. If you put these two in the Google Translator, probably you will get the same result. But clearly there is a difference. So, 저는, I, 서울에, in Seoul, the capital of Korea, 살아요, to live. So I live in Seoul. So we use 는 here because it's about the general information about me, where I am. It's like introduction, right? I live in Seoul. I live in Korea, like that. But if you say 제가 서울에 살아요. 제가. So aside from the subject, the rest of the sentence is just the same. So 저가 its grammar rule changes to 제가 first of all. So 저는 저가 X is changed to 제가. Alright? 제가. Just grammar rule. And this one, 제가 서울에 살아요. It's like this one here. So A said, 리사는 어디에 살아요? Where does Lisa live? And B said, Lisa lives in Germany. Lisa lives in Germany. And I asked again, 그럼 then who lives in Seoul? Then who lives in Seoul? Who lives in Seoul? 제가 it's like it's me. It's me who lives in Seoul. Okay, so it's not about your introduction, like I live in Seoul, but in this context, yeah, I hope you get the context. Like A asks again, 그럼 then who lives in Seoul? I want to know like that specific person who lives in Seoul now, in this conversation. B said, 제가 서울에 살아요. 제가 서울에 살아요. That's why I wrote here. 이가 is focused more on the subject. 이가 is focused more on the subject. Okay. Let's have a look at more example. I know that it's very confusing first. So, but once you, if you don't understand this concept, just after watching once, then just take your time and read this slide and watch the video again. Then I'm sure that over the time it will become much easier for you to understand. So more example. So A said, who ate the sandwich in the fridge? Probably A left the sandwich to eat later, but it was gone when A checked again. So who ate the sandwich in the fridge? 누가 who 냉장고에 있던 샌드위치, the sandwich in the fridge. 냉장고에 있던 샌드위치 먹었어요? Ate. Who ate the sandwich in the fridge? So this case, we're not really focused on the verb here, but we want to know who did it, the subject, right? 누가, who 먹었어요, who ate it, and I ate it. So that's why we use 제가 here again. 제가 먹었어요. So 저는 먹었어요. Like this sounds wrong, unnatural, but Korean people would get it what you mean. Considering that you are a foreigner and you're learning Korean as a second language, but to sound like a native, 제가 먹었어요 is correct. Okay, it's better. 제가 먹었어요. It's me. It's me who ate it. We are focused on this me part. That's why I said it's focused more on the subject. Okay. So here we want to know more about who ate it. Who, not eating action part there. So that's why I use 제가 instead of 저는. Okay, 제가. And next example. Who broke the window? 누가 창문을 깼어요? Okay, so someone broke the window and I want to know who did it. So 누가 here, 누가 part. Lisa did it. So it can be translated as it's Lisa who did it. It's Lisa who did it. Okay. So I want to know who did it, and then we are focused on Lisa part here, the subject. 리사가 그랬어요. Lisa did it. 리사는 그랬어요. People understand what you mean by this, but also it sounds unnatural if you say 리사는 그랬어요. 리사가 그랬어요. The subject marking particle is more better. It's better here than topic marking particle. Okay. Not someone else, but Lisa among students in the class. Lisa, the subject is focused in the sentence. Okay, so let's say A, B, C, D. There are student in the class, A, B, C, D, and then teacher say, who broke the window? And then B say, A did it. A did it. A가 그랬어요. Okay, because we want to know who, the subject part. So we used 가 here. 이 가. Subject marking particle, not topic marking particle. All right. Okay, so let's have a look at more examples. 은는 self introduction. 저는 원철이에요. It's of course 는, right? Introduction and it ends with a vowel. 는. 저는 리사예요. 저는 리사예요. Ends with a vowel. Self introduction. 는. 저는 경찰관이에요. 저는 경찰관이에요. 경찰관 is police officer. Police officer. Okay. 저는 경찰관이에요. I am police officer. Also 저는. And here. 저는 매일 every day 한국어를 Korean 연습해요. To practice. So I practice Korean every day. Of course, 는 here. General information. General information about me. So 는 topic marking particle and ends with vowel. So 는. 원철 한국 사람이에요. Korean person. And in this case, it's not 는. It's not 는, but it's 은, right? Because it's self-introduction. It's about me, general information, and it ends with consonant, not vowel. So it's 은, not 는. But in this case, it's 는, because it ends with vowel, right? So 리사는 독일 사람이에요. Lisa is German. Okay, and the other, there are different contexts that we use 이가 or 은는, and one of the others is this one. 이가 is used when it's about the reason why, when you have to explain the reason why. Someone asks you why you did it, and then you answer why you did it. So A asks, "What are you doing here?" What are you doing here? In Korean is 지금 여기서 뭐 해요? 지금 여기서 뭐 해요? What are you doing here? And 몸 is body. And don't worry, you don't understand the rest of the sentence, but the translation is this one. I'm resting because I'm tired. So this part, 몸 피곤해서 is here because I'm tired. Okay, so it's answering the question to this, So you ask, what are you doing here? And then I say, 몸이 피곤해서. It's E. The subject body is tired. 이가. And like 은는, 이가 also the same. 이 몸이 when it ends with a consonant, 몸이, and the other one, 바라, 가. It ends with a vowel, right? Then 가. Same as 는, okay? 원철, 은. When it ends with a consonant. 리사, 가. When it ends with a vowel, okay? 몸이, 바라가. Okay. So in this case, 몸 ends with consonant, right? So is 몸이 피곤해서 쉬고 있어요. I'm resting because I'm tired. Okay. And the other example. 오늘 왜 학교에 늦었어요? Why were you late at school today? So he's asking question again. Why were you late at school today? Don't worry, although you don't understand this sentence. B said, alarm. That's like Konglish word. alarm. 알람 울리지 않아서 늦었어요. So this part, alarm something 울리지 않아서 is here because the alarm didn't go off. Okay. And alarm is the subject and it's answering the question. It's answering this question about why I was late at school. So we use E or 가. And in this case, it ends with a consonant, right? 알람. So we use E here. Okay. 알람이. 알람이. Same as 몸. E. Okay. Ends with consonant E once again. And then 바라. 가. Ends with vowel 가 here. Alright. Then next one. Not just answering someone else's question, but it could be used like this as well. Explaining why I'm going to bed early today. So I said, 저는 오늘 일찍 잘 거예요. That means I'm going to sleep early. I'm going to bed early today. I'm going to bed early today. And then this sentence is because I have an important presentation tomorrow. So it's answering, it's saying, explaining why I'm going to bed early today. So here, 발표 is presentation, PPT, and 발표 ends with a vowel, right? 요, vowel. So, do we use E or 가 here? Yes, 가, because it ends with vowel. 발표가 있어요. 발표가 있어요. Okay. Alright, and the other context, I hope you're keeping up with me well. So it's a lot, I know it's a lot of information to take at once, especially if you are a complete beginner in Korean. But take your time, and you don't have to finish this video at once, just split the video. It's quite long video, so split the video, and today you watch just 10 minutes, and then tomorrow you watch the other 10 minutes, like that. Okay. The other context would be 은는. It's when it's about general and universal information, and 이가 when it's about specific information. Okay. Let me give you some examples. Here. Let me move it to down here. Explain better. So, Lisa. Oops, sorry. Shoot. 리사는 잠을 자요. 리사는 잠을 자요. So that means Lisa sleeps. And the second one, so in this case it's used 은는, topic marking particle. But here, 가, subject marking particle, right? So Lisa is sleeping now. Okay. In this case, it sounds more natural with subject marking particle, 이가. So when it's about universal fact, general habit, the 은는 here, 은는 topic marking particle, then we just use Lisa sleeps, it's like her habit or that's what she does every night. Lisa sleeps. But when we use 이가, we are more focused on we are not really interested about like what she does habitually or in general, but like it's about now specifically the Lisa who is sleeping now. Okay, so it's focused on Lisa now. Lisa is sleeping now. Specifically, Lisa is sleeping now. We are focused on Lisa who is sleeping now, not any Lisa. Okay. More example. Here. Okay. 강아지는 귀여워요. Puppy is cute. 강아지는 귀여워요. And 저 강아지가 귀여워요. That puppy is cute. Okay. So puppy is cute in general. Any puppy, like I've never seen any puppy who is not cute in my life. So it's like general fact. 강아지는 귀여워요. So topic marking particle. 강아지는 귀여워요. And here we are interested about that puppy. 저 강아지. That puppy. Specifically that puppy. That's why we use 가, the subject marking particle. That puppy is cute. Okay. So puppy is cute. Topic marking particle. General fact. That puppy is cute. That specific puppy is cute. Among other puppies. Then it's subject marking particle. Alright. 이가. General fact. 는. Okay. 이가. Good. And more examples. 학생은 공부를 해요. 학생은 공부를 해요. Student studies. General fact. Not every student studies, but they are expected to study, right? So that's their job. Student studies. And 저 학생, that student is studying. Okay. In this case, E used again, because we are interested about that student particularly. But when it's about general fact about the student, that's 은는, subject, topic marking particle. And this one, 이가, once again, 이가, subject marking particle. Okay. And next one, other example. 저는 운동을 해요. I work out. I exercise. I work out. 제가 지금 운동을 해요. I'm working out now. I'm working out now. So, general habit. Probably I work out like every week, twice or 3 times a week. I exercise habitually. 저는 운동을 해요. That's why we use 은는 here again. And someone calls me. So second one, 제가 지금 운동을 해요. So imagine the situation. Someone calls me while I'm exercising. So, and I I want to say I'm gonna call you up again. I'm gonna call you back because I'm busy exercising now. So I can say 제가 지금 운동을 해요. So I'll call you back later. We are interested about me who is exercising now, not my general habit or anything. So that's why we use 이가, subject, marking particle here. Okay. And more examples. 리사는 예쁘다. So now probably I'm sure you get the difference now. 리사는 예쁘다. Lisa is pretty. That's a general fact. Like there's no doubt that Lisa is pretty. Lisa is pretty. That's just general information about her. But this one, 오늘 리사가 예쁘다. So probably she's always pretty, but particular I feel like she's pretty today. 리사가. So we are interested about Lisa today, who is pretty, particularly. 오늘 means today. Okay. 오늘 리사가 예쁘다. Okay. Here. And then next one. 햇살은 눈부시다. The sunlight shines. So the sunlight normally shines. It's shining, right? So it's general fact about 햇살, the sunlight. 햇살. It's about it's general fact about the sunlight. But then if you say 오늘 햇살이 눈부시다. So particularly so there are other types of the weather situations, like it's gloomy, it's raining, it's like snowy, like that. Then sunlight is not really that shining, right? But today there's no cloud and it's really sunny, so 햇살이 눈부시다. It's shining, the sunlight, particularly today. That's why we use 이가 again. Okay. And then next one. 콜린은 미국 사람이에요. So Colin is American. It's a general information about Colin, right? That's why you use 은는 topic marking particle. But then 콜린이 미국 사람이에요. Subject marking particle. Why do we use this one? Imagine the situation like in the class. There are people, like there are a bunch of people, A, B, C, D, and then this person, teacher, let's say teacher asks these people if there is any American here. 여기 미국 사람 있나요? Is there any American here? And then B point out A and saying Colin is American. So we were focused on like who is American in this class. Who again, right? Subject. We are focused on subject itself. So we use 이가 here. Colin is American. Not among the other three people. Colin A is American. So we use 이가. And then 영희는 1등이에요. 영희 is the person's name. 영희 is the first rank. Probably like they had this midterm exam and then 영희 is the first rank. But then so when you say 영희는 1등이에요, then it sounds like 영희 is normally like always the first rank. Like she's very good at studying and the technique exam. But if you say 영희가 1등이에요, then imagine the situation like 이번에 누가 who got the first place in the exam? Who got the first place in the exam? Then I say 영희가 1등이에요. It's 영희 who got the first place in the midterm exam. 영희가 1등이에요. Okay. And then 커피는 맛이 좋아요. 커피는 은는 again topic marking particle. Coffee. This sentence is translated as coffee taste good. So probably it's not for those who don't like coffee, but let's say, in general, people think coffee tastes good. So it's general fact. So 은는, 은는. But 이 식당은 in this restaurant 커피가 not 커피는 커피가 맛이 좋아요. So in this restaurant, specifically, the coffee in this restaurant tastes good. As for this restaurant, you can translate it as for this restaurant, or when it comes to this restaurant. That's like when I recommend you like what you should try in this restaurant. 이 식당은 커피가 맛이 좋아요. Specifically, coffee is good, so you should try it. Then we use 가, 이가, subject marking particle. Okay. And then next one. 한국어 공부는 재미있어요. 한국어 공부가 재미있어요. So first one, 한국어 공부는 재미있어요. Learning Korean. Learning Korean is fun. 한국어 공부는 재미있어요. So it's a general thing. Probably there are people who don't think learning Korean is fun, but let's say it's general fact. Learning Korean is fun. But here, 저는 한국어 공부가 재미있어요. We use 가 instead of 는 here because it's translated as like this. So first one is learning Korean is fun, general fact. But second one, as for me, learning Korean is fun. So specifically for me, probably it's not for someone else. So first one sounds like I'm saying it's general fact to most of people. But second one is like as for me. I don't know if it is true for other people, but as for me, learning Korean is fun. Okay. Whew. Okay. That was halfway through. The next one is 은는. 은는, another context that we use 은는 is that contrast, opposite, and comparison. But it's not in the subject part like the ones we've been dealing with so far, but it's the object part. Okay? So in this sentence, Lisa 씨, Miss Lisa, 맥주 좋아해요? Do you like beer? 맥주 is beer. Do you like beer? Do you like beer? 아니요. No. 아니요. 그런데 but soju is type of distilled alcohol in Korean. 소주는 좋아해요. So we use 는. It's object part here. 은는 here it's actually the full sentence would be 그런데 저는 소주는 좋아해요. So this one is subject, right? And this one is object. 은는 here is used as an object. So when it's contrast, opposite, and comparison, in the object part, 은는 is also used. Do you like beer, Lisa? 아니요. I don't like beer. 아니요. No. but I like soju. So I don't like beer, but opposite contrast, I like soju. Okay, the other example. 저는 독일어를 German 잘 못해요. So this sentence means I'm not good at German. I am not good at German. But 그런데 영어는 잘해요. But I'm good at English. So in this case also the comparison. I'm not good at German, but I'm good at English. So comparison, it's object part. But 는 is also used here as a for comparison and contrast like this. Okay. Okay. So the next one, finally, we are at the almost last part. 을을 object marking particles. So far we've been dealing with 은는 topic marking particle and subject marking particle 이가, right? And then it's 을을. This I put this one at the end, at the last part, because this is relatively easy and straightforward compared to other two marking particles. So 저는 I Lisa something 좋아해요, to like. By the way, 을, like the other particles, when it ends with vowel, it's 리사를 좋아해요. 리사를 좋아해요. Sorry about my bad writing. 리사를. When it ends with a vowel, 리사를. But when it ends with a consonant, then it's 을. Again, 원철, 을. Ends with a consonant, then 을. Okay. 리사는 subject. Lisa likes me. Oops, I already wrote the answer here. 저를. Yeah. Ends with a vowel, so 를 here. Okay. And 리사는 한국 음식, Korean food 좋아해요. 리사는 한국 음식을 좋아해요. Because it ends with consonant here, right? So 을. And 독일 음식, German food. I like 좋아해요. German food 음식을 좋아해요. Okay. 를 object marking particle. Okay, more exercises. All three particles together. 과일 is fruit. 좋아해요, you already know, to like, right? So in this case, 저는 과일을 좋아해요. Because it's subject here, and this is object. So ends with a vowel. So 는 과일을 좋아해요. This is a general fact. That's why we use this topic marking particle. General fact. It's about my preference in food, in fruit. Okay. But if you use 제가 과일을 좋아해요. So this subject marking particle, they are not the same, right? 제가, if you say 제가 과일을 좋아해요 with this subject marking particle, then imagine the situation. Like people talk about like what they like, and then like I say, someone asks like who likes fruit? Is there anyone who likes fruit? Like that. Who likes fruit? And then I raise my hand and say 제가 과일을 좋아해요. I like fruit. Then we are focused on the subject part, right? Who likes fruit? Is there anyone who likes fruit? Then I say 제가 과일을 좋아해요. That's the difference. Okay, and then next one. Let's skip this one. Here. 리사는 독일 사람이에요. 리사가 독일 사람이에요. You can say both. But you just need to know the difference. I think hopefully now you are able to explain the difference between these two, right? So first one is general fact. 리사는 독일 사람이에요. So Lisa is German. But the second one, so like someone asks, is there anyone who is German here? Who is German here? Then I say, oh, 리사가, I'm pointing out Lisa, and then A, B. I'm pointing out Lisa, which is A, and then, oh, 리사가 독일 사람이에요. Oh, Lisa is German here. Okay. And then next one, 리사는 한국어를 잘해요. 리사가 한국어를 잘해요. Okay. What's the difference here? So, first one is general fact about Lisa. Lisa is good at Korean. Lisa speaks good Korean. But second one, there are like a bunch of people here again. And someone asks, is there anyone who's good at Korean here? I need a Korean translator. I need to understand this sentence, Korean sentence. And then B point out A and say, oh, 리사가 한국어를 잘해요. She studied Korean major at the university, so she's good at Korean. So that indicates we used 가 here. 리사가 한국어를 잘해요. Okay. This one's same as the other one. And this one too. Okay, here. Let's have a look. This one. 저는 양파를 좋아해요. 양파 is onion, by the way. Onion. 제가 양파를 좋아해요. Same as the other sentences. I like onion. I like onion. Just general fact. It's about my food preference. I like onion. But if you say 제가 양파를 좋아해요, then that's like you're saying, so in the sentence, in the situation, like, is there anyone who likes onion? Then because this person want to put onion in the food that he's making, and like he's asking people, if there is anyone who likes onion, and I raise my hand and say 제가 양파를 좋아해요. Or you can say 정말 좋아해요. 제가 양파를 정말 좋아해요. I really like onions. I actually do. So I put lots of onions in the food I'm cooking. Anyway, 제가. So focus on the subject. Focus on the subject. Okay. And then here, 리사는 오늘 검정색 자켓을 입고 있어요. Lisa. So this sentence. Lisa is wearing a black jacket. Jacket is Konglish word. Jacket today. Okay. 리사가 오늘 검정색 자켓을 입고 있어요. So the first one, 리사는 오늘 검정색 자켓을 입고 있어요. So it's about the general description today. Today's Lisa. 리사는 오늘 검정색 자켓을 입고 있어요. But if you say 리사가 오늘 검정색 자켓을 입고 있어요, then like it's in the context. Like someone asks, is there anyone who's wearing a black jacket today? I need to find that person who's wearing a black jacket today. Then I saw Lisa was wearing a black jacket. So I say, 리사가 검정색 자켓, black jacket, 을 입고 있어요. Lisa is wearing a black jacket today. Like that. Context. Alright? Then, we've got a few more examples to deal with. 리사는 기타를 잘 쳐요. 리사가 기타를 잘 쳐요. Same, right? 리사는 기타를 잘 쳐요. Lisa plays guitar very well. Lisa plays guitar well. Okay, it's about her, like about her guitar. She's good at general information. Introduction about Lisa. 리사는 기타를 잘 쳐요. But if you say 리사가 기타를 잘 쳐요, then again, someone asks, is there anyone who's good at guitar? Who's good at playing guitar? I need someone who's good at playing the guitar right now. And then I say, 리사가 기타를 잘 쳐요. It's Lisa who's good at playing the guitar. Or if I said, 제가 기타를 잘 쳐요, then I can play the guitar well. I can play the guitar. 제가 like that. Okay, this is the last example. 저는 달리기를 잘해요. 제가 달리기를 잘해요. Okay, so I can run well. So this is general information about me. 저는 달리기를 잘해요. I can run well. But if I say 제가 달리기를 잘해요. 제가 달리기를 잘해요. Then is there anyone who's good at running here? Like could be sprinting. 달리기 could be sprinting. Then I say, I'm good at it. I can run fast. 제가. Not among other people. It's me who's good at it. 제가. Okay. Alright. So, that was it. We learned about these three particles today. Topic marking particles, 은는, subject marking particles, 이가, object marking particles, 을을. Okay, so to sum it up, 은는 focus more on the action, okay, and self-introduction. 은는, right, and general universal information about the subject. And contrast, opposite, and comparison. Right? 이가 focus more on the subject itself. We want to know who did it, who ate my sandwich. 제가 그랬어요. I ate the sandwich. And when there is something to explain the reason why, why I was late at the school. Or why I should go to bed early today, like explaining the reason why I should do this action, or specific information, like the opposite of this. 은는 general information, while 이가 it's about specific information about the subject. All right, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching this long video. I hope I explained the concept of this 은는, 이가, and 을을. Alright? So, like I said at the beginning, don't be too concerned about the name, the title of each particle, like topic marking particle, or subject marking particle, or object marking particle, but more practice with lots of new examples, including the ones I provided here, and the be more aware of the how they are used, not the names. All right. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.